What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. Should I look at the camera when we're doing this, since this is the intro? The outro?
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, no. You don't have to use your hands, but you know what I'm saying.
All right, so ready?
Yep.
Give yourself a drink and some snacks to start chilling with Ken and Cosmo. You are now listening to Tune In and Chill.
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Cosmo.
And my name is Ken, and you are tuning into Tune In and Chill.
Back to you.
All right, all the pressure's on me. Okay.
Well, that didn't make any sense because you were already talking. That's
too funny. Okay, well, what is good?
Today's agenda.
What is good? How are you doing?
Well, it's just another day in the life in 2020.
Yeah.
I just not this past weekend, but the weekend of September 5th was my birthday. Add another number to the age there.
Yeah. How's it feel to be? What is it? What are you? What's your age now? Let everyone know.
Turning the big 26.
Oh, okay. So past the quarter century mark. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up that morning and I was like, what am I doing with my life?
What did I accomplish in the past year? Nothing.
I was like, wow. Passing the quarter century mark. Dude, I'm in my late 20s now.
Woo.
Like, that hits different.
Congratulations. Welcome to, well, I would say welcome to the late 20s, but I'm 30 now, so, Well, when you hit 30, tell me.
We're living the best life, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
20 years young.
Yeah.
26 years young. I don't know why everyone says old.
Yeah. So what'd you end up doing?
So my girlfriend ended up taking me out to a few dinner places.
Yeah.
And I've got an interesting story for one of them here.
Okay. Let's hear it.
So this is I think this is going to be my first time actually dining in since, COVID-19 hit, like actually properly dining in at a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie. I walked up to the restaurant and it looked busy. Okay.
It kind of feels different, right?
Oh, dude, it felt different. There was hand sanitizer right at the entrance. You know what? I sprayed that hand sanitizer. I walked in with my face mask. All their staff were wearing the face masks, but none of the other patrons were. Of course, they're eating. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is okay. We can do this. Breathe in. Breathe out. I walk in to follow the host, and everyone's got plexiglass set up. As we're walking towards the tables.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what? They got some separation. I feel better. And then they set us down at our table, and sure enough, right to my right is some plexiglass, and to my left there's some space, and then another table.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I think I can do this. And then I look at my table, and to my right, some hand sanitizer. And I'm not going to lie, you have no idea how nice that felt to see that hand sanitizer there. It's like, okay, touch the plate, touch the table, hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Put my phone down. Oh, I touched my phone, hand sanitizer. So, anyways, so we're at the restaurant. We have this amazing server, super, super energetic guy. And what did he call me? Oh, he definitely didn't call me Bella. He called my girlfriend Bella. I forget what he called me. But anyways, so we're sitting down at the table, and I noticed there's a card on the table. And I was like, oh, what's this? It's a nice little birthday card, and it says happy birthday.
Yeah.
And I open it, and it's got this Italian writing on it. And you know what? I'm Italian. I can't speak much Italian, so I think I'm going to butcher this.
Yeah.
But it was a tavola non si vince.
What the hell does that mean?
What does that mean? It means at the table, one does not age. And now, do you remember how earlier I said, well, I was feeling really old, and I was just wow, this could be depressing?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not even going to lie. That put a smile on my face. I was like, any time I go eat or at the dinner table, I'm going to be using that line.
Yeah.
So I have to give props to the Volpe Italian restaurant, or Savio Volpe. Shout out to them.
Nice.
They gave me a little card. Said at the very end, it said XOXO, the Fox. I was like, that's so touching. And they gave me a little birthday cake as well.
Oh, that's good.
I was like,
did they all like sing for you?
No, they didn't do that.
They didn't do the whole like embarrassing sing off.
No. That's Red Robin's.
Yeah. It's so embarrassing.
And they get everyone around.
Yeah.
And they start singing because they can't sing the regular happy birthday song.
Yeah.
So they do their version. They're like, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah. Okay,
I've
that's
had them
cool.
sing that for me.
That's really cool. I think what was it? So that restaurant, where is it?
It's on Kingsway.
Kingsway.
And I think Kingsway and Fraser?
Kingsway and Fraser. Is that new or has that been there for a while?
No, it's been there a while. Here, it's right next to the Sal Limon, if you know where that is.
Oh, okay. For those listeners that are listening to this, if you don't know where these street names are, this is in Vancouver, Canada. So just letting you guys know, just in case you're not around here.
And it goes without saying, the food was delicious. Like everything was like made fresh, and the server was so enthusiastic. I loved it. It was definitely good. And I'm not gonna lie though, I was pretty anxious. And then a part of me was almost like, I don't know if I want to go in.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's like, oh, but I booked this 3 weeks in advance. I was like, okay, we're going in there.
Suck it up, big boy.
we're gonna suck it up, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna eat.
Yeah.
Totally worth it. And came out of there with a new saying that otherwise I don't think I would have learned.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on becoming 26, enjoying that dinner. Glad you had a great experience. That's awesome.
And then, I was pretty happy. And then one of the things we did do for my birthday is we also did a wine tour in Richmond. So this is also my first time doing a wine tour. I don't know if you've done any wine tours.
I have back in California, but it wasn't really like, it was just tasting. I'm not sure like what a tour is though. So I don't know.
So it was like it was the tasting is part of the tour, but the tour was like they kind of just like walk you to the back and they show you like how they made the stuff, and they showed you like where the grapes are.
Okay. Yeah.
So we went to a Richmond one. It was the Lulu Island Farms, and I have to say, I was first of all impressed with their COVID procedures.
Oh, really?
Like straight up in the beginning, hand sanitizer. I like walk in. The tour guide was just like, you know what? We're going to be making sure that there's no one coming up behind you. I'm going to be watching you guys.
Really?
We're going to have an entire area to yourselves. There were supposed to be 3 groups that day. So my group, another, and a third.
Yeah.
And one group never showed. So it was just 2 of us, which made it even better because that means less people.
Yeah.
And, we start walking around, and she takes us outside. The one in Richmond is more of like a show vine.
Yeah.
It's not really meant for like the major production. It's more for show.
Yeah.
And I mean, it still looked really nice. And then we went inside, and I was wowed. And they showed us one of those big oak barrels.
Yeah.
Where they soak all the wine in. Dude, those things are so big.
Yeah.
Like those massive ones,
yeah.
They're over $100,000. Just for one wooden barrel.
That's
and
crazy.
The reason why it's so expensive is because it's oak from France.
Oh.
And then continuing on the tour on the inside, they showed us like the distillery part where a lot of like beer factories and wineries are using that to distill 70% alcohol for the pandemic. So they showed us where they made their own hand sanitizer, and I was like, wow. That's. And then to end the tour off, which is pretty much what most people want, is the wine tasting tour.
Yeah.
So I am by no means a wine expert. So whenever I'm drinking wine, I'm like holding it, like swishing it, like trying to pretend I know what I'm talking about.
Right? Yeah.
I had no idea. So, anyways, we're doing the wine, and this particular place also, I guess, kind of specializes in ice wine. So I'm like, I don't know anything about wine. I was like, put my hand up. I'm like, excuse me, what is ice wine? And everyone kind of looks at me, and I'm like, well, I don't know. And she's like, good question. It's pretty much wine, except the difference is the grapes are picked frozen, and they stay frozen throughout the process of making the wine.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that either.
Exactly. So I was like, wow. And you can't just pick the berries and put them in ice. It doesn't work that way. They actually have to be picked in a frozen environment for it to be considered a legitimate ice wine. And there's an actual certification process that goes with it that documents the capture of it and the entire process to the end.
Oh, really?
Because apparently there's a lot of fakes on the market. And what she told us, one way of spotting it is if you look at the name ice wine, if it's space like ice space wine, it's a fake. It has to be ice wine all in one.
Can't they just like make but that's just labels, right? Like, can't they just like
it's just a label,
erase the space, I guess? Or I guess those people don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. And then we get to our tasting room, and because of COVID, we literally had an entire taste room just to ourselves.
Wow.
And it was pretty nice because people would walk up and she's like, sorry guys, this is private taste room right now.
Yeah.
Private. You can look over here, but you can't go up past this sudden. I'm like, wow, I feel like a VIP.
Yeah, right? I was just about to say, like, celebrity.
I know. I was like, wow. And then, she starts pouring, the wines for us.
Yeah.
And she explains, how to actually do it. She's like, before you sip wine, you got to cleanse your palate by, drinking some water, So I'm like getting that nice cold water.
You're like chugging this shit because you're like, I'm thirsty.
I looked over everybody else and they drank maybe like not a quarter of the bottle. Dude, I finished my bottle.
Oh, really?
But by the time it was over, not in that one go.
Oh, okay.
But
that would have been hilarious.
But it was pretty funny. She's like, yeah, so pour the wine, give it a nice swirl and, give a good deep breathe in. And if you open your mouth while you do it, you can really taste the wine. And I'm like, wow, I can actually taste it. So anyways, I did enjoy we went through the red wine, the white wine, and then I didn't know they had something called fruit wine.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they had raspberry and blueberry wine. It was very sweet. They were delicious.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I thought ice wine is like fruit wine because it's like very sweet. Isn't ice wine very sweet though?
Ice wine is very sweet, but it's classified as ice wine because it's cold. And it's the other grade. And it's not yeah. So after we finished that, we moved on to the ice wine. And she let us try, I think it was two or three ice wines.
Yeah.
And dude, they tasted so good. She's like, this, you just sip. Because they're very sweet. And man, did they taste so good.
Really?
And now, here's the best part.
Yeah.
So at the end of the tour, they give us a little, gift package. And I think we had our choice of no, we didn't have, spicy salmon jerky or just regular. I took the spicy, even though I don't really like salmon. But that's okay. I'll take a gift basket. And then she goes, we have a promotion on right now where if you buy any 2 wines, you can go ahead and spin the prize wheel. And I'm looking at it, and to be honest, I really liked one of the red wines.
Mm-hmm.
It had like a really smoky texture.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, that pairs really well with like barbecue and meat. I'm like, okay, sold on that. And then I also really liked the white ice, or I really like the ice wine.
Yeah.
I really wanted to take one home.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to spend so much money, so I bought the little small bottle one for like $30-$40.
Oh, yeah?
So I was like, all right, I'll take the white one.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, we'll go over to the other side and go spin the wheel. So I walk over there with my receipt in my hand, and I'm like, I'm here to spin the wheel. And he's like, oh, okay. And he takes my ticket. And I'm like, I look at the prizes, right?
Yeah.
And there was only one thought going through my head. Just one thought.
Yeah.
Please not another salmon jerky. Please not. I'll take anything.
Yeah.
Just please not a salmon jerky. Anyways, I grab the wheel and I pull down and it does its thing. It spins. And the guy's like, congratulations. To be honest, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what? And like he grabs this box, and then the girl from the other side's like, what did he win? And he's like, he won the ice wine.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit.
Oh, nice.
So it was one of the ice wines that we were actually tasting, the red one. And turns out it was their most expensive prize.
Really?
It was the red bottle of ice wine. It was like $99 or something like that.
Wow.
And you know what's funny is I was gonna buy it, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get the $30 or $40 one for now.
Oh, good. So now you have a little taster if you want to like sip it to someone else, and you have your one big one to yourself.
Exactly. And here's the best part. Guess what the next prize over one notch was?
The salmon jerky.
The salmon jerky.
Oh my God.
If I pulled just a little harder, I would have had another
Oh my
salmon
God.
jerky.
Wow, you have really good luck. Oh, that's a good birthday.
I was very happy. Let's that combined with the restaurant of, one does not age at the dinner table, and combine that with a nice free ice wine.
Top notch.
I was happy.
By the way, when you did the wine tasting, did you get to do like cheese and like that?
No, because
platter or something?
because of COVID, they can't serve us food.
Oh.
So if we went out of COVID, they would have had stuff to like pair it with.
Yeah.
But because we went during COVID, there was no food.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's interesting. I thought you get to do the dirt too. You know how they like put dirt in your mouth and like you swish it and you spit it out or whatever? Have you heard of that?
I've never heard of that.
Really?
I've never heard of someone putting dirt in your mouth.
So like, I'll get this. When I went to California, I was in Temecula, California. I went to a winery there, and I forgot which one it was called, but I went there and did some wine tasting. And then this was my first time doing any wine tasting at all. And then so we had, obviously this is like pre-COVID, like years ago, right? So you had like the cheese platter and the ham and salami and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you have like dirt. And I'm like, ew, what the like, what the fuck? Like, what am I supposed to do with dirt? And then they're like, oh, like dirt is going to be the last one. All you're going to do is just like put a little bit in your mouth. And don't worry, this is like fresh dirt. And I'm like, what does even fresh dirt mean? I'm like, anything fresh outside is pretty fresh to me. But but I was like, please don't say it's manure or anything like that, right? Anyways, they didn't tell us what the history of the dirt was. They just said this is dirt. And you just put a little bit in your mouth and you put the wine in and then you just spit it out. And then you basically, the aftertaste is what is supposed to be the wine connoisseur, like, drooling taste of this wine. And I'm like, I'll just do it. So I ended up doing it. But then, oh man, I had to like go to the bathroom and like just wash my mouth out and everything. Oh my God, it was bad. But otherwise, to me, wine tasting, I'm sorry for everyone who's a wine like fanatic, but I literally cannot taste the difference between wines. But like ice wine, I can taste the difference because it's like really sweet and stuff. But like just in wine in general, like all red wine, all white wine, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it's like expensive or not. I would think everything's the same.
If you just put a whole bunch of wines in front of me, like they're all red, all white, whatever, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference either. I'd be like, I like this one. This one's maybe a little sweeter. That's about it. But you know what? I could taste the smoke though, like the smokiness, like that barbecue feel, like that. I could feel that. I could taste that.
Yeah, I guess you could tell like smokiness or like a bit sweet, not sweet, bit bitter. But that's about it.
Don't get me to name wines.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be able to name the wines. I wouldn't know like how long it was aged or whatever just by tasting it. So I'm not a wine connoisseur, unfortunately.
I couldn't even pronounce the names when she was presenting them. I was corrected a few times.
Yeah. Well, that was good for you, for your whole experience with your 26th birthday. So that's overall, I was very happy. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Just add another. What's that other saying? Another year old, another year wiser.
Yeah. Do you feel wiser?
I don't think so.
No. No. I don't think we get wiser. well, let that be determined by the people. But I think wiser is probably not until a lot older. But who knows?
Everyone watching is like, these are just two idiots rambling on.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Oh, by the way, sorry to go off topic from your birthday there, but
no, it's all good.
I wanted to get this. You know the Godox light that I currently have?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I first ordered it from Amazon, I ordered it from Amazon Japan from, I guess, the independent store, not like the Amazon direct warehouse or directly from Godox.
Yeah.
So then I bought this light, and then it's supposed to come with barn doors with some gels and also a remote, as well as like the ballast and everything else. So then I was like, I got the package, no remote, no barn door. But then I noticed that in the actual Amazon advertisement, they didn't really mention that it included a remote or a barn door. But then the thing is, I paid the exact same price as another place that's selling it with a barn door and remote, right?
Interesting.
And then so what I did was I contacted Godox and I said, oh, by the way, does all your VL150 light supposed to come with a remote and barn doors? And they're like, yeah, it's supposed to. And so what I did was, here's what I did. It's a little bit of a dick of me to do, but I kind of did it in this order, not knowingly, okay?
Okay.
So what I did was I went onto Amazon, and I was like, my first thought wasn't actually to contact the seller. My first thought was actually to write a review.
Okay, all right.
So what I did was I went on to Amazon.jp because it's Japan.
It's Japan, yeah.
So I went there and I go, unfortunately, like the light is working and it's great, but the fact that I didn't get the barn door and remote, I wasn't able to give this a 5-star review. And that's what I wrote. And then within one day, they replied to me. Within 24 hours, they replied to me and said, oh, we are very sorry for your inconvenience. They're very professional, super professional. Yeah. Sorry for your inconvenience. We would like to get your address so we could send you the remote and barn doors. And I was like, well, first of all, here's my thing. My thought process was, thank you was one. I really appreciate how fast they replied and everything. So great. But then I was like, wait, if they have the remote and barn doors, and I'm like,
why didn't they ship it?
Why didn't they exactly? Why didn't they ship it in the first place? And why are they like stockpiling them? Like they might, because they get them from Godox, right? So then they must have like an ample amount of this stuff. So I was like, oh, this kind of. Anyways, I didn't really point on that. I didn't really press a button on that. But then that was just my thought process. And then I gave them my address and I was like, okay, thank you very much. I'll be waiting for your package. And then they emailed me back the next day and said, oh, here's the tracking number really quick. So that's good. And then not only that, but they said, we will send 2 remotes and 2 barn doors to you. And I was like,
why?
Yeah, exactly. Why? And I was like, oh, well, I guess in the future, if I get another Godox light,
all right,
then I'll have 2. So basically, this, I have 1. I have 2. There, right there. You see, people? I got this. It's funny. I haven't opened it up yet, but yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you about that because I was like, I just got it, and I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about these guys because it took them a while to ship it, even if it's in Japan, because we're on Okinawa Island and it's very far off the coast from basically southern Japan of mainland. So then they're like, anything electronic, even a remote that has to do with battery, they cannot fly it over. They have to actually ship it by ground, and that means by a ferry. So then that's why it took a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well. The important thing is you've got it now.
I've got it now, and I don't have to go to the stupid ballast to press on and off. Oh my god, that is the worst. I'm telling you.
Oh wait, your remote turns it on?
Yeah, my remote turns it on.
Mine does not. Specifically states it does not turn it on.
Really?
Yeah. The Godox RCA5.
Oh wow. So wait, what the hell is the point of the remote? Just dimming it and dimming it down?
From my understanding, yeah, that's it. I think that's all it does.
Really? That's crazy.
Unless I've misunderstood the manual. That's what I understood from the the first line said it doesn't turn the unit on or off. It just powers the remote on and off.
Whoa, that is weird.
You know what? I'll take it anyways because it does help.
Well, you know what? I was connected to the Godox app for a while to dim it and dim it down and stuff, which kind of worked a little bit, but otherwise, no, not really. Like, it's too slow, I think. So that it's not intuitive. It was just lagging and stuff. So I was like, no. And it doesn't go below 10%. I don't know why. They put a 10% cap on it.
So, by the way, how's I know you were in a typhoon situation over in Japan. How's that going for you?
Typhoon season is still currently going. It's actually not stopped, but we are clear with any typhoon so far. So we've had, I think, 3 this year already. So that's been pretty clear, and we're apparently I'm not sure 100% when the typhoon season's over here, but we're supposed to just get it continuously, like either weeks at a time, or it could be once a month type of thing. But we're not really sure yet. But yeah.
Is this your first experience being in a typhoon zone?
Yes. But yeah, I would say it's typhoon, yeah. Because I remember back in, oh god, how long ago was it? That was a long time ago. But in Vancouver, there was like a big storm that knocked out like, what was it, 15% of the trees in Stanley Park one time. And it was like...
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a huge storm, but we wouldn't consider that a typhoon, I guess. No?
No, I don't think so. That was like a really bad storm. Maybe for like the people on the island, but not for the lower mainland.
Yeah, but it still knocked over some trees, which is surprising.
Oh, yeah, dude, those trees, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's as close as I got to like strong wind type of storm. Yeah. But then I came over here and it's just like another story. The rain, I kid you not, is almost going up. Like, the wind is so crazy. Strong, it's like going like, whoa, like this. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm totally mixing up I'm mixing up typhoon and tsunami. I was like, you're talking about wind. I'm like, wait a second. Hold on. I'm thinking like 8 foot tall water. I'm like,
no, the rain, like, because it was like stormy, right? So the rain was like going downwards like this, which is normal. And then it started to get like 45 degrees. And then it started to go 90 degrees. And then it started to go up. And I was like, I've never seen that. Okay, that's just next level wind. I think okay, so get this. We were actually at if you were seeing the satellite image, right?
Yeah.
So there's the eye, and then it's pretty yellow in the middle. And then it has like this gap of, I guess, clear sky. And then there's like the red circle. Now, if you're within the red circle, you're pretty much affected by the typhoon. So we were very lucky. The actual center, the core of the typhoon was like 600 miles off the coast. So it's still close, but directly over would have been just punishing to us. But because we were on the outside, we were safer. But having said that, the gusts were going at 150 kilometers an hour. And then regular gusts were like anywhere around like the 100. So it was pretty bad. But I don't know what that is in hurricane conversion, because if you haven't noticed, in this part of the world, they call it typhoon. And then in the States, they call it hurricane. It's just two of the same thing, just different titles.
I don't know, man. There's too much terminology for me.
Yeah. So I didn't notice that, but yeah, that was pretty much what's going on over here in terms of like not hurricane. See, I was gonna say hurricane, but typhoon. But yeah, I heard in California, was it Oregon and Vancouver now in BC? There's like some fire going on or something.
Well, yeah. So down on the West Coast, down in the States, but down in or there's a massive fire going down on Oregon, along the coast there. Like I don't know if you've seen the images, but people outside, like in San Francisco and stuff, they're literally looking up at the sky and it looks orange.
Yeah,
people are comparing like the pictures to scenes right out of that movie. What is it? 2049 Blade Runner 2049.
Oh yeah.
Like literally looks just like it.
Yeah.
And then for us in Vancouver, we're actually getting some smoke. There's some wildfires down in Washington, down in the States. So that's blowing up over to us. And I think the past 3 days, Vancouver was rated the worst air quality in the world. I don't know how, but the websites we were pinned at number 1. We were like rotating between number 1 and number 2 for worst quality, like above, like worse than California, Oregon, all of them.
Wow, that's like, crazy.
Like on the Canada Health website, it's right on the scale of severe. Like it's got a 10. It's like very severe. Avoid.
Wow.
Like honestly, my eyes are like they're still kind of burning.
Wow.
Because I work outside all day, so it's like, geez.
Well, let's just say it's hard to top Beijing in China for pollution wise, but it goes to show you that there needs to be like a fire of this sort to match somewhat of Asia's pollution, because pollution in Asia is terrible.
According to those websites, we're worse.
Wow, that's crazy. But so this did happen before. This fire type of thing did happen before when I was there. And
it did.
Yeah, it was like people like, I don't know. It just, when you walk outside, it just seems like people are just burning wood everywhere, and you just smell the smoke. It
smells like campfire.
Oh yeah, like if you put like a piece of fresh salmon outside, it would probably smoke. Like that's how bad it was. So
yeah, and like it was so like at night. I was driving last night, dude. It was literally all fog.
Oh wow.
And just to top it up, we have our own BC wildfires. Not as many, but there's still a few. And then in the New Westminster area, one of the piers caught on fire too. Just to add, let's add some more smoke into the air.
Wow. Did they find out if it was like arson or like?
I'm not too sure. Somebody was saying it could have been like a cigarette or something that lit it, but I'm not 100% sure what the outcome of that is. But that smoke is very toxic to breathe, because back in the day when they built that pier, they poured some chemical sealant on it, and that sealant's what's burning up.
Oh,
it's very bad to breathe. So I think they've got it contained now, but it was burning for a bit.
That's crazy, man. But
sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
And then to top it all off, we've got the fires, we've got the smoke in the air, we've got the pier blowing up on fire, we've got COVID, and then this morning we wake up to somebody cutting our gondola lines again.
What?
Yeah, so our Sea to Sky gondola. No, not the gross one. The one that's by like the Chief in Squamish.
Oh, so, okay, yeah.
So this is the second time it happened. They already cut it last year. And these guys did it again, or whoever this group of people are did it again last night.
Like, what do they get out of it? Just like, it's a stunt. Like, do they put it on YouTube or something and just be like, "Hey, look what we're doing, guys"?
A lot of people think it has something to do with them not liking the gondola being a tourist attraction, like ruining the natural piece. I don't know.
Oh, that just boggles my mind.
Supposedly, what I read online is people are saying that they have clearer footage of who did it this time around, because since the last incident, they installed cameras and sensors.
But hopefully, like fucking 4K cameras this time, because oh shit.
I feel bad for the workers, man. They like we're already in COVID, like it's already stressful as it is.
Yeah.
And now, well, that gondola's down again for another season. Insurance is going to be rough on these guys.
Yeah. But like, okay, just on the topic of like security cameras, it really doesn't make sense to me in the 21st century in 2020 how we don't have security cameras that can record higher than 1080p to be able to catch footage. We have cameras that are way better than what security cameras can catch in terms of like resolution. You always see these like wanted photos, and they're all CCTV screen captures, and you can barely make out the guy's face. And it's not like they're 100 meters away and you're trying to zoom into it. They're literally like only maybe at most 10 meters away, and you can't even zoom in to the point where it's all distorted. Like, I just don't understand.
I think the hard part, well, there's a few hard parts. The first hard part is storage. 4K files are massive, and security cameras roll 24/7 nonstop. So they just keep rolling. Now, if you've got a building or whatever, you've got multiple cameras. You don't have just one camera. You've got like 40 cameras, and they're all recording 24/7. That's thousands. That's terabytes of data.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And then to top that off, you've got to make the 4K files use up a lot of heat. So you got to make sure they don't overheat.
Oh, I'm telling you, man.
Like, you can totally do it, just at what cost?
Yeah.
We will get there. 100% we will get there one day. In a few years.
Yeah. It just, like, every time they say, oh, wanted, if you see this person, and I'm like, I can barely tell what the freaking person looks like. It just looks like an average male to me, or, you know, like, it's like, what do you expect from the crowd to react here?
I know that one. I know.
I've seen that guy somewhere. I know I have. It's in my subconscious.
That's literally just a guy in a white hat. Yeah, that's him.
Look, I could go find him right now. Anyone with a white hat?
I'm talking to him right now. He's in Japan.
Yeah, no, that was something that just brought up to my mind because you were saying that they caught a better security footage, but I was like, oh man, that's something of an issue that I wanted to like address a long time ago. I just wanted to tell them off, be like, please, just like, and especially it's like the city and stuff. They should be able to afford, like, you know, these kind of, or they should find a workaround way to be able to do all this stuff.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to have 4K where you can enhance the image.
Just like in the movies, where they're like, where they zoom in, they're like, can you enhance it? Yep, no problem.
More.
And I'm like, where is this technology coming from?
Zoom in on that license plate. It's just like a blurry rectangle. Now enhance it.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. But going back,
got it.
But going back to the wildfire.
Yeah.
So someone posted a photo on Facebook. I'm like part of this like photography and videography group, and then this one guy posted a photo saying, "Oh, it's really bad in San Francisco right now. Golden Gate Bridge. You don't even have like a 5-meter visibility."
Yeah.
Right. So he took a photo and it's like red. The sky is red. Like it seems like the war just happened, apocalypse. And then there was another photo that he took and there was like people walking on the street. And then he goes, oh man, it is so bad out here, blah, 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 blah. And then one, you know, there's always like a troll, right?
Yeah.
So one guy goes, he comments on it, he replies. He took those 2 photos, downloaded them, put it onto his Lightroom, and then he desaturated it all, and then posted it back and said, all fixed. And then, someone else commented down below and was like, it's actually not the color that matters. It's the fact that there's so much smoke. I was like, oh my God, what a troll. That was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, every year this happens. Every year there's wildfire. Australia had it. There was people that were commenting from Australia saying, this is what happened to us, and they had it.
Yeah, that's right.
They had it. I don't know if it. I don't want to compare what's worse and whatever, but like, a lot of kangaroos, a lot of koalas. These are all wild animals that were out there. They died. They basically got roasted out there. And these firefighters had to go in and save all the animals. So it was crazy.
I was talking to somebody at work, and he was like, he was thinking, why, like, these things happen every year, but because of COVID, like, everyone's so like paying attention to what's happening around the world. It's like everything just being amplified. It's like we have wildfires every year, and like you said, Australia had them last year, and we had them a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just like, but everyone, a lot of people are at home now. Everyone's got their TVs on.
Yeah.
Everyone's got social media. And it's like, boom, all this stuff happening at once.
Yeah. There's so much that's going on. And then, yeah, you just have like these wildfires happening every year. And then, what was the recent one? There was like a big news on Twitter or something. So, did you hear about that gender reveal thing?
Yeah, that's what started the fire down in Oregon.
Yeah. Oh, and California too. I think there was one, but like,
yeah,
it was stupid. Like, I just rolled my eyes. I was just like, oh my god, these idiots.
You know what the mess part is? Even like, what's even more messed up is the exact same scenario happened a couple of years ago
because of gender reveal.
A gender reveal party that also set a forest fire.
Oh my god. I have nothing to say to that.
I
am just, I don't know, like baffled at the fact that these people, like, I saw the video. I forgot where it was. I don't know if it was YouTube or wherever. And then it was a short clip. And this thing was in the middle of tall, dried up grass. Like, there was no patch of dirt anywhere. And I was like, what are these people thinking? Like, can they not just do it out in like, like at least a safer area? Like,
get some cement.
Yeah, exactly. Go to a parking lot. Like, at least know your surroundings and know what is flammable. Like, come on, people. I don't know. It's stupid.
That's asking for a lot these days.
Oh, I know. You think people would get smarter, but I guess, you got to do what you got to do.
And here's the best part is we're only halfway through 2020. Or just a little over halfway.
There's a lot going on like this year. Like, as far as like not our daily lives of what's going on, but like because we're all like either isolated or, whatever, but social distancing. But just in the news in general, there's a lot going on because of the fact that, like you said, more people are at home concentrating or like putting most of their time online. And all they're doing is just reading news every day and then retweeting it, posting it on Facebook. And it just seems very blown up. But yeah, now we have like the election coming up for the United States. What is it, in November or something?
November 4th, I think.
Yeah, so you got that coming up. It's not like I can vote or you can vote anyways. But the funny thing is the whole world watches that.
Yeah.
And now even more so because people are at home. So that's going to be a big thing. I don't know what else is going to be a big thing.
Everyone's watching the COVID vaccines right now.
Oh, did you hear that one of them had like a side effect, like spinal cord? Like something?
Yeah.
Was that the Oxford one?
That's the Oxford one, yeah. So
yeah.
a UK volunteer ended up in the ER. Spinal cord inflammation is very rare, very rare. If it got worse, like I think somebody said you can potentially lose like legs and stuff. But she was discharged from the hospital. And then as of Saturday, I forget when they paused it. It was sometime last week. But as of Saturday, they've resumed the trial. Now, everyone says that like, don't be alarmed. Like, this is normal in a stage 3 trial because you're testing so many people, and they need to find out whether or not the vaccine caused that side effect, or was it just a pure coincidence or an underlying, thing that they may have had.
Right.
But I could not find anywhere saying if the vaccine caused it or if it was an underlying condition.
Oh.
So I'm like, so what did you guys determine? It just says the patient was released. That's all it says. So it's like, and trials have continued.
Yeah. Well, I guess they don't want to freak the people out that are already doing it as well, but I don't know.
Well, they've actually paused this already in July, and nobody freaked out, or at least I didn't see anyone freak out as bad as this.
See, I didn't even know that. So obviously,
exactly. So it's like it's normal.
Yeah, I mean,
normal.
Okay, so I can see how it's normal because of the fact that anything needs to be tried, tested, and true. Like all the medicine that we've have over the years have been tested, have been experimented on people, and now that we have like a 20-year reputation for this specific medicine of whatever, whether it's a cough medicine or flu vaccine or whatever, these are all things that people have side effects to. Like, some people react differently to them. And that's why they ask for you, like, for your information about, like, do you have allergy with this and this and this? And if you answer no, then it's no. If you take it and you have a reaction, well, then it's, you kind of signed your life away. But, yeah, no, I think, I don't know. I'm not going to be a volunteer. Feel free to be a volunteer, but I do wish the best for those people who actually did take it, and hopefully we get something so we can save people's lives, and we can move on with this whole freaking virus and get back to normal, because I think we're all dying in, to get out and meet people. I think I'm gonna have like this moment where I don't know how to socialize anymore with people. Like, honestly, I'm just going to become like, everyone's becoming like an introvert, and then now everyone has to become extrovert again to be able to. Oh man, if I was a salesperson right now and I got quarantined and then I had to go back out like a year later to do sales, I'd be the worst salesperson because I haven't even practiced.
I'm going to be interested in seeing everyone's handshakes after. So everyone went from like, introducing yourself with like handshakes and stuff. Handshakes are gone. There's no handshakes right now.
Yeah. It's like pound
it's like, hi! Pound it, or elbow.
Yeah.
If at all. Like, if at all. Otherwise, it's just like 2 feet away. Hi!
Social distance hug.
Pretty much. It's it's going to be interesting. But I honestly, I can't wait, dude. This really puts into perspective how many things you take for granted. Like, literally going outside, breathing air.
Yeah.
Like, literally being able to call up your friends. Yo, let's go get some drinks and some food. Let's go do this and do that. And it's like, well, you can't do any of that.
Yeah. And it's,
or safely at least.
And it's something about like being spontaneous that some people love to do, but they can't do it. And also, like, in Australia, in Melbourne, there's a very strict protocol over there. For a Western country, this is pretty strict. The reason why I say Western country is because other countries have it worse, but Western countries, because they're a bit more, how do I say this without coming off wrong? I was going to say like a bit more humane, but here's the reason why I say this, because
more democratic?
Well, yeah, in a sense, because like, think about it this way. Australia currently right now, if you want to go outside, this is particularly in Melbourne, you can only go outside for 1 hour a day. Okay? And
yeah, I heard.
If you do go out, you can only go out 5-kilometer radius from your home. So anywhere within a 5-kilometer radius, you're allowed to go for 1 hour. And that's strictly for exercising only. So whether you're running or you're walking your dog, or you're riding your bike, but you're not allowed to just go outside and talk to your neighbor. That's not allowed.
I think you're also allowed to go and get like your grocery shopping and like medicine and stuff.
Yes. And then it's all regulated by the police. There's like police patrolling the streets. like everywhere in Melbourne. And it's like, wow, that is like some extent. And then you get like a $2,000 fine or whatever if you don't do the protocols. And I think that's similar with Vancouver, like around the price for $2,000.
Yeah, it's roughly 2,000, but we're not enforcing it anywhere as harshly as there. To be completely honest, I think if we enforce that level of protocols way back in like March and April, shut down the borders, no airplanes in, just like legit go into like no in and out, I think we would have come out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like there would still be cases for sure, but they would be like so much lower.
Yeah.
But actually, I was looking up today on the case numbers, and so like when you go get tested, the way they test it, there's a sensitivity to how sensitive the test is. And the more sensitive the test you set it to, the more, like, obviously you're going to be positive. The lower sensitive you set it to, you know what, you'll come out negative. And the reason why this is important is there's I forget the exact term, but there's like 30 cycles and 40 cycles. 30 cycles is like you're positive, you have corona, and like that's pretty strong. And then if you do 40 cycles, that means you're enhancing the sample even more. If you need a test to hit 40 cycles, then your trace is really low.
Oh.
So some countries are only doing 30 cycles. The US is doing 40. So their positivity rate is much higher because they're catching the small traces of corona that you have, of COVID.
And that's all it takes. A small little bit to infect like tons of people that may have a bad reaction to it.
But they're saying it's not 100% yet, but the people that are on like that 40, like that minuscule amount, it may not be contagious. Possibly. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. I don't want to spread misinformation here.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is a new virus and it needs to be more researched. And I think as the years go by and we are somewhat okay, it's just going to become more knowing of what this is or what this was or wherever. So, yeah, I think that's kind of, I don't know. I just hope that we can get through this vaccine and everything, cure, whatever, and just get on with our life. Because we can't be stuck like this forever. I mean, it's going to be...
It won't last forever.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be to a point where either everyone gets it, and then some will survive and some won't. And that would be like the ultimate cure, which isn't actually a cure because you're not injecting anything, but that's just kind of like one solution. Or we do find a cure and then everyone becomes safe. So it's going to be one way or the other. It's not going to be, nothing else. So that's kind of...
Well, it's definitely an interesting time. And speaking of time, that's all the time we have for today.
All right, sounds good.
You're just like, that's all. Speaking of time, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Cosimo.
And my name is Ken.
And you were listening to Tune In and Chill. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.
See you later. At the table that we're sitting at, he sets up a little card for me, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I open it up, and oh, wow. I had my thing open here. We're going to have to cut this.